Hello everyone, welcome back. I've brought in this. This was it's an Itagawa juniper I got a few years back now, and I've taken a lot of air layers off it over the years. This was like a mother tree. I bought it. It was a much bigger tree, and I've just kept taking air layers and air layers off it, and until I got to this stage. And I decided that'll be enough air layers. I'll leave these two branches that are left, and I put a bit of wire on it just to kind of spread it out and open it up a bit. And then yesterday I was at my club meeting, so I took this with me and I dewired it all, and I've rewired it again, kind of the main branches anyway. So I'm going to give it a bit of a styling now. It's finished getting air layers taken off it, so I'm going to try and style it a bit. It has a nice trunk, nice root base. Wasn't easy doing all the air layers because there was so many branches and they were all so straight and very compact, like all over the place. So, and they were very long and the foliage was out on the ends. So these are the kind of shorter branches which I kept on it. Well, this one was a bit longer, but it was like, even in here there was big branches, and all here was all growing up and it was huge. So before I do get started on this, what I will do, because there was a couple of lads at the club yesterday were asking me about the air layers and stuff, I'll just take you out and show you some of the air layers that I did take off it. So we'll go and have a look at them. Okay, so up here, this one here hasn't been styled or anything. That one there was an air layer from it. Don't think there's any more up here that were air layered from that. None of these were. This one here was, it's quite a big one. Let's put it on that kind of imitation rock thing, so that'll need a styling someday. Then I've got a bunch of them here. This is one, again, no styling, just air layered, it's growing. Another little one. I don't think that one was. This one was. Not sure what this one could have been. This one was. Have a little one back there. This one here, that one was. This one that I did over the rock, kind of wound into the rock. This is why I used it for winding into the rock, because the foliage is like out at the tips and all the trunks were like this, all bare. The tree had a lot of that on it, that's why I air layed them. This one was another air layer from it. Again, we'll need a styling sometime. What else? This little one here, this little cascadey one. It's just a little. That one was probably just a cutting from it. This little cascade one here was. There's one back here which is planted on a rock. That one was. None over there. There's like a little one there. A few cuttings and things as well from it up there, I think. And then I also got, I have this little forest. This was kind of cuttings. I think a few of these were, I'm not sure which ones. These were just a bunch of cuttings that I all had in all different parts, but I'm sure one or two of them were. That one there was. Again, needs styling someday. Another one here was. Again, you can see how long the foliage was and stuff. And I've got like some small ones here, which were just put in a pot. That one there was, I don't know if that one was actually, that one might, well, looking at the way the thing is, probably was. And I have a bunch over there, a couple over there. So yeah, so there was quite a few that were air layered off it. So we'll get back in and we'll start doing a bit of work on the main tree. Okay, so you see there was quite a lot of, over a period of a few years, there's quite a few air layers taken off it. So now we're going to have a look and see, can we give it a bit of a styling now itself. I repotted it last year, I think it was last year, into this pot. When I did all the air layering and everything, I just left it in the plastic pot I got it in. But it was very pot bound, so I repotted it into this last year, I'm sure it was, yeah, and I've just left it with a bit of wire on, just the main structures, just to open it out. So now I've taken off the old wire and I've rewired it, so let's see what we can do with it. I'm not sure if I want to compact it all, make it tighter, smaller, tighter tree, or leave it open. I'm kind of, as I wired it and I'm looking at it, like this was a lot tighter down, it was all quite tight. But as I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking as it grows and the foliage fills out and it's quite loose, some of this foliage, some of it's even juvenile sort of foliage. But as it tightens up and gets thicker, maybe leaving it a bit looser might be a bit better. So we'll see. We'll have a play around with it and we'll see what we think. There was another branch up here, but there was 3 branches coming from the same spot, so I had to pick one to get rid of. It was either this one here, or this one. This one was in a better place, but it was a pretty weak branch and a lot of juvenile foliage, so I decided to keep these 2 instead. Okay, so the first thing definitely is what I'm gonna do, or I have done a bit, is bring this branch down and round. It was kind of back more, just to kind of bring it in here more, like this, and bring it down. It doesn't look as much, to be honest, in the camera. Maybe if I drop it down a bit so it's not looking up as much. It's more looking, maybe I'll just level it a bit. Okay, that's a bit better. It's more the right height. Maybe even drop the camera a little bit. So when you're looking down or up, it's hard to get, as it is through the camera. The 2D is never kind of as good as when you're looking at it in real life. Okay, so that's got that down a bit now. So now what I need to do is decide on these branches here. I think the first thing I'm going to do is maybe decide on an apex. So I'm thinking maybe I use this branch here as my apex. I bring this one round and into place. I can bring this one down this way and out, I think. Or maybe this one might be in better apex. I'll play around with this and then we'll have a look. Okay, so I've kind of worked on this top bit. A lot of it is very loose foliage at the moment. There's a bit of juvenile foliage and all that, but this is just to set it up. And when the foliage starts getting tighter and we get more, like better pads growing, then we can really look at the styling of it to get good pads and stuff. But for now I'm just setting up the main branches. From here it looks a bit parallel, so we'll just bring it down, back up slightly. Now we have this back branch here, which I'm going to kind of use to try and fill in this gap. Just because it's quite open down here. So I'm going to try and bend that down a bit if I can. Like that. And then we'll bring these guys up. Maybe put a bit of a movement into it. Like there maybe. Like I said, this is just the get the basic branches where I want them. Now this one back here. So maybe we'll bring this one. Yeah, that looks okay for a back branch. This drop and swooping branch I'm not too 100% about yet, this one here. But it's the only one I have on that side. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, we'll have to just leave it for now and see. Maybe we can get this one grown out and we'll put it across and maybe we can get rid of that one or something. Okay, so this one back here, there's a back branch that doesn't look too bad. We'll just take off that bit hanging down. Bring on any bits going downwards. Okay. Okay, so now we've got to look at this side. Starting with this branch maybe. Let's see if we can bring it forward a bit. And then bend it around there. So maybe just all the branches on this branch are actually coming from one side. Oh, there's nothing on the back. This branch here we can. Something like that. Well, someday we might decide to change the angle of this tree, which will completely change the tree itself. But for now we'll just work with what we've got. And what I'll do is again just clean out the growth growing in the internal curves or stuff that's growing straight down or up. Just turn out the end of this one a bit. And as I keep on pruning it and it gets tight, you can see the foliage here now is nice and tight and quite bunched up. When it gets like that, all over the tree, we'll be able to work a lot better on making pads. When it's just looser kind of foliage, it's not easy. One here still has some juvenile foliage, but we need a branch coming out here, I think, so we'll just have to leave it. This back branch isn't too bad, just again needs a bit cleaning out underneath. Yeah, we'll take a bit off. When I got the tree and I was taking air layers off it, I was kind of a little bit worried about it, to be honest, because it had a nice trunk, but there was trying to take the air layers off was just, it wasn't the greatest tree, and what was left I knew wasn't going to be great. That's why I took off as much air layering off as I can. But I think with a few years work and some continuous looking after and just keeping the foliage in check, we could create something half decent out of it. Like I said, it might not end up this as this tree in the end. It might end up completely different. We might end up getting rid of all that and just keeping this as the tree, or vice versa or something, but for now we'll do it. There's a little branch here on the trunk we could do without filling out in here at the back. It's kind of a big space here, so I've left that one on to fill out, but this will be kind of basically its first step. Well, its first step was the first time I put a bit of wire on it, but that was a lot of that was just to get the branches out the way of the air layers, so that when I was doing the air layers I could fit them in easy enough. So we'll see how it goes. Again, maybe one day we'll lean it forward more, or I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll definitely need that one to fill out. We can get these to fill out up here, but as it grows and thickens up and fills out, we can keep working on it, keep reducing and deciding what branches we want to keep. But for now, this'll do. I will put a bit more lime sulfur on the dead wood, so I'll just get a bit of that. Okay, so I'll use my lime sulfur I got off Adam from Notion Bonsai. He has a website where he sells this. He makes it himself, so check that out. It's a bit stinky, but Notion Bonsai, check it out. It stinks a bit, this stuff, from doing indoors, but shit. It's like rotten eggs. So we'll just paint that all on, and then when it dries it'll go white. If you don't want it as white, sometimes it goes on and it's very white. Sometimes people don't like it too white. Like that, I'm not too bothered, because by the time this tree gets anywhere near a good kind of quality, this will be all faded right back anyway. But you can add a little bit of water to it, dilute it. It won't come out as white then when it dries off. Yeah, so I bought this tree. I bought a couple of trees online and stuff, and I bought this one for that exact reason, to get air layers, so that I would have plenty of these trees in the future, rather than buying ones that are styled and stuff, which cost you a lot more. I'd rather buy them unstyled as raw material and either style them myself or like that. Use them for air layering stock off. And now I've ended up with, probably about 15 maybe trees from the one. They're only young and small at the moment, but they'll grow. And you still end up with one big tree at the end, like this one. With a few years' work, we can turn into something half decent. So it's a win-win all round. Okay, let's move that out of the way. So I think that's about it. Now, like I said, in the future, we might end up having this as the new front. I don't know, but for now, we'll just keep it like that, kind of like a two apexes on it. We'll just keep tweaking it, and when I'm looking at it outside, I might spot things that I need to move or put a little bit more wire on some places. But other than that, I'll just let it grow, feed it, let it grow, let it thicken up, get rid of all this juvenile foliage, get some nice strong pads like this one here, get it all over the tree. You can see by some of the ones I have out the back that they do grow good strong pads once they're growing, and they're tight, so you can make them into a pretty good pad then, and like this could make one big nice pad here and here, and you can keep trimming them back then and get them nice and tight. Okay, so as always guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Just this branch here, I think I need to maybe put a bit of guy wire on it, because it keeps trying to straighten back up again. Just keep the bend in it. I don't think the wire is strong enough to hold it, and it's kind of just slowly but surely straightening itself out. So yeah, maybe I'll either put another piece of wire on it or put some guy wire on it. We'll see. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.